I'm Jim Motley and welcome to the SSL booth at the Frankfurt Show 2011. We're here talking with Westend Production about the SSL Nucleus. We'd like to give you a quick overview. Nucleus is designed to be the centre of the hardcore in-the-box user's studio. It has an SSL front end, back end and processing in between to give you everything you need to get the SSL polish around your computer-based music making setup. On the desk itself we have two mic preamps which come straight from the SSL Duality console, and these go into an SSL AD converter which connects via USB to your computer. Coming back out from your computer with the DA converter, we then have a monitor control section with zero latency blend control between the mic pre and your computer return, and two sets of headphone outputs so you and a friend can be working on a tune at the same time. On top of that, Nucleus is the control surface for your software applications. But the great thing about Nucleus and about SSL in general is we consider ourselves format agnostic. It's not our place to tell you what software to use, but to make products that work with the software you choose. So Nucleus can control up to 3 different pieces of software at the same time. And this is all done at the touch of a button. And to round the package out, with the SSL front end, back end and control surface, Nucleus ships with 2 SSL plugins. The Westend channel strip, which has the 4-band EQ and compressor, taken direct from our digital consoles, and also the bus compressor plugin, the legendary audio glue sound of SSL. Nucleus is made of metal, weighs a tank's worth and doesn't wobble when you put your hands on it. There's nothing worse than a control surface that moves more than your faders should do. There's a big chunky jog wheel and big chunky transport controls. But how does it work? At the moment we have Pro Tools sessions up, and on the VPOTs we have the track names, and at the minute we have the pan controls on our VPOT. But we can flip this to be our aux ends inside of Pro Tools, or we can set it to be our plugin controls. What we can then do is obviously pick up our faders, and the screen picks up very quickly on Pro Tools where we're going with that. And there's a couple of very nice tricks that we can do. For instance, I can toggle into my arrange page, and if I'm setting up a tune, I can hit play, and as I'm going through I decide I want to enter a marker at this point. Up comes my marker, and then I have some names which I can say this is the intro, and then I could enter another marker and say this is the verse. And all the common things you do inside a session, the idea is to not need a keyboard for. We can do the same with track naming. So if I bring up my mix page, then I can select track, and I could call that, let's say, bass. And by pressing the Nucleus, I'm now renaming my tracks. The idea being that the mouse is not really a creative device. It's a very useful input device, but by coordinating your eyes and your hand, it takes you out of creative mode. So we want music producers and content makers to keep creative. Now I mentioned that Nucleus can work with 3 different DAWs at the same time. At the moment I'm in Pro Tools, but with a simple touch of a couple of buttons, I'm now running Logic. And I have my solos, my cuts, and all the other things you'd expect. The plugin control in Logic is actually pretty sophisticated. So if I bring something up, let's find a channel that's got a plugin on it, and if I go to P2, up comes my plugin, and now the parameters for that plugin are spread across my 2 displays on the screen. So I can quickly grab a knob and change the plug. Equally, if I want to write automation, sometimes a pot isn't the best thing for it. And what we can do then is we can flip the parameters out onto the faders to get really smooth rides. Of course, Nucleus works with all the major DAWs. So I've shown you with Pro Tools and Logic here, but we have profiles for Cubase and also for Digital Performer. And we're about to have a new software release that has both Ableton Live and Reason profiles. We recognise that rewiring Reason into Pro Tools while you're doing your beats, or doing Live and Logic together for a live set, really works, and that we need that functionality when we're making music. We will have Nucleus on display very shortly at Westend Production, and the guides there will know all about it. So if you'd like to find out more, click on the info on the website and come and see the team. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the news.